The problem why so many guys get disrespected by their girl and why, you know, she's okay with doing the stupid hoe shit that she's doing even though she's in a relationship with you is, quite frankly, your girl doesn't fear you. And I'm not saying from a physicality standpoint, you know, go out here and Sean Connery your girl. I'm not saying that. What I am saying though is that she needs to be scared.
Yes, Mr. Bond.
Yeah, she needs to be scared of you leaving her. And I've always said this, right? Right. If you're gonna look at respect, right? Let's say it's a nice pizza. One of the required ingredients of this pizza of respect is fear. Okay, fear is the fucking cheese of the pizza, guys. Okay, if a girl doesn't fear you, she can't respect you. Think of the police. Why do you act nice a lot of the times? Hi, officer, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Because there's fear that you can go to jail. They have authority over you, right? Why do you speak to someone?
They might shoot you.
It's a default respect.
Why do you speak to your boss in a respectful manner? Well, you don't want to get fired from your job. Why do you speak to a guy who's significantly taller and stronger than you that could probably fuck your ass up? Why do you speak to them respectfully? Because there's a fear of potential violence.
Or your
Why do men
honor,
shove
when
each
you're
other?
in court, your honor, you
Yeah.
address the
You don't
judge
wanna
as
get
your
held in
honor
contempt or go
because
to
they
jail.
got your ass in their hands.
When you're around men that you don't necessarily know, why do you speak to them with respect? Because there's that unspoken potential of violence, okay? So what I'm saying here is that fear is a prerequisite that's required for your woman to respect you. And you're not going to get that respect through fear of violence. No, the fear of her leaving, of you leaving her. That's the problem why so many of you guys get disrespected by your girl. She knows you are not fucking going anywhere.
That's why
Yes.
I was just writing about this on
Doormat.
my Substack,
Walking
but it's
doormat.
also I was putting this out as a series of tweets recently about boundaries and the things that when like guys think I'm a hard ass when it comes to boundaries, because I say, like, if a girl wants to go, like, say she wants to go on her girls' night out, or she wants to go on her like weekend to Vegas with the girls, and you know goddamn well why she wants to go and do that, right? We've had this question on this show before where like guys will say, well, my girlfriend asked me if it's okay if she goes on a girls' night out or she goes to Vegas for a weekend, blah, blah, blah.
They'll call me
what do you do? What do I always say? I say, let her. Say, hey, go right ahead. Please do. Have a good time with your girlfriends. And as soon as she's out the door, you take all her shit, pack it up, and put it on the fucking sidewalk, and then you change the locks. Right? Because boundaries mean shit unless there is some consequences to it. And the only way that women understand what your boundaries are is if they touch the hot stove, as if there is some sort of, there has to be a consequence for it. So you're not the kind of guy who talks about it, right? It's demonstrate, do not explicate. Boundaries must be demonstrated that if a woman is going to appreciate them. The moment you're talking about them and trying to give her an ultimatum, that's when just the very fact that you would need to do that means that her desire level isn't high enough to have the insight to know what your fucking boundaries would be in the first place. Yeah. I value this guy, as you were saying before, it's the fear, but the fear and the dread comes from an insight saying, I appreciate this guy so much, and I know he is so confirmedly high value that I don't want to fucking, lose this guy. Yeah. So maybe it's not a good idea if I have more desire to stay with this guy on the weekend than I do to go with my girls out on a girls' night out. Because if you were high enough value and she had high enough interest level in you, she would have the insight to know that, hey, maybe he wouldn't be cool with that. I'm just not going to do that. Or maybe he's so high value, and we've talked about this before, that I ought to voluntarily, of my own volition, take down my OnlyFans, take down my Instagram, rather than have him ask me in the first place, because I don't want there to be any confusion that he's the guy for me and he's the guy that I want to be with. So whenever we talk about, like, what do you bring to the table besides your pussy in your mouth and whatever, what's your value added, the one thing I always say is insight, because that insight is so rare in women. I mean, it is like extremely, extremely rare for women to think, okay, I can see how I appreciate how valuable this guy is, and therefore I'm going to voluntarily change my behavior because I recognize how valuable this guy is. I've had, and I'll just finish up with this.
No, please.
When we do that, when we do the delusion calculator, the female delusion calculator,
we got to give you guys ours.
I usually do. Yeah, we should.
Ours is a lot more accurate. We got you. I'll send you a link.
I usually do that with guys because guys don't understand what their intrinsic value is, right? But I've done that, and we've done that. We do it multiple times on our show, and I have had several women do that with their husbands, and then they'll say, "Rolo, I have a new appreciation for my husband.
Yeah.
He's 0.0147% of the population, and holy shit, I want to suck his that much more because I don't want to lose this guy because they've never had it put as black and white number terms so that they can say, wow, I'm really with a rare animal. I'm really with a guy who actually maybe I should have some be a little bit more insightful.
And this is why I blame social media so much, because what it's effectively done is it's made women think that these guys are all over the place. No, they're fucking not, you dumb hoe.
And you
They're
might
really
be
not.
married to one, and you might just say, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
You know, he should do that. He should work 60 hours a week. He should come home and take care of,
bro.
change the diapers and do the fucking laundry and do everything else because he's not picking up around the house.
And I have like a ninja TikTok account, right? And I'll go in there and I'll look at like, female TikTok. Dude, it's nothing but like bunch of bullshit of
he ain't shit.
He ain't shit. You're valuable. Love yourself. You're a queen. You should demand X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I'm looking at these hoes and I'm like, you literally look like every other girl on the fucking internet. You are not special. But we sit there and what they do is they prop themselves up while simultaneously, pushing men down. And in my head, I'm like, this is terrible advice. Because if you look at the numbers, the guy that all these women are seeking is way rarer than you hoes.
Yeah.
But they sit there and they'll be like, and the worst thing is, they have this, what they sell on TikTok is the grass is greener on the other side.